Welcome to today's Franchise Minute. I'm Anna Wiles, the franchise economist. Here's the format. In just a moment, we're going to watch a 60-second video on today's topic, which is real estate related franchises. Then we'll open it up for live questions and answers. Just use the chat box or the comment section to send me your questions, and I'll be glad to answer them. Let's just wait a couple of moments while people are joining this event, and we'll begin in very shortly. And while we're waiting, go ahead and let us know where you're joining us from. I'm in Augusta, Georgia, my hometown, very proud of it. It's the home of the Masters Golf Tournament, the home of James Brown, Jesse Norman, an international uh, icon in opera, as well as other uh, entertainers and singers. Okay, it's time for us to begin. Now we're going to watch the 60-second franchise minute video, and then we'll have Q&A. Welcome to today's Franchise Minute. I'm Anna Wiles, the franchise economist, and today's topic is hot real estate related franchises. First, let's consider the variety of services associated with the selling of a property and getting it ready to sell. Think junk removal services, estate sales, bathroom redos, kitchen renovations, and moving services, as well as storage units. There are franchises that cater specifically to realtors. They need cosmetic renovations, they need staging of homes, they need video production services, drone photography, and other marketing services. Another hot area is for people looking for rental income. Consider shared or co-working spaces, salon suite spaces, and also laundromats. Lastly, let's look at what real estate investors want. They want property management. There are short-term, long-term, and vacation property management franchises. Thanks for joining us. Be sure to subscribe to the Anna Wiles YouTube channel. Come back next Wednesday at 11:30 for the next Franchise Minute. I'm Anna Wiles, the franchise economist. This is a very hot topic, real estate related franchises. What's going on in the economy right now is the housing supply is very tight, the real estate market is very tight, mortgage rates are high, and so that makes getting into real estate, buying a property, commercial or residential, pretty expensive. However, there are a lot of other real estate related franchises that are doing very well and continue to do well, regardless of whatever economic cycle we're in. Examples would be, so this answers the first question that's just come in, is what am I seeing is really popular now? I'm going to call home improvement services, maintenance and repair type businesses as steady eddies. They are always going to be in need and in demand. Whether people are staying put, they're fixing up and staying put in their homes, or they're fixing them up and getting them ready to sell or to rent. And of course, many people like to flip houses. Some realtors or some real estate investors are really into flipping properties, but there's always going to be the need and demand for those type services. What else I see is really hot are are things having to do with affordable living. So things like modular homes and also senior senior communities. So senior related housing, that's also just a booming area. And I call that real estate related because it provides housing for seniors. Also, there is not a weekend in America where there are not estate sales. I'm not talking garage sales, I'm talking more higher end estate sales. People are downsizing, people are moving. Older Americans are moving to smaller footprints, less maintenance, or they're going to assisted living facilities, and that sort of thing. And related to all that, there's always going to be the need for moving services and junk removal. I mean, that is just always uh, going to be something that's in demand. They're one of my favorites, and that's what the question was. Now, even though this wasn't directly asked, I'll tell you some things that aren't my favorites. One is, depending on your market, I think everybody's jumped on or people who are interested in self storage, they've jumped on that bandwagon. I know in my local market, we've got more storage facilities than we really need. Those can be great, somewhat passive investments for real estate investors, but you have to be careful and make sure your market isn't saturated or has too many units. Another thing that people jumped on years ago, and I think I don't see a lot of up, uh, upside potential, is in car washes unless you go with like a mobile car wash. What that means is there's really a waterless car wash that I work with, and the it's really heavily dependent on employees and not on a location. So let's say there's a large medical complex with parking garages and things like that, and patients coming and going, parking all day, that sort of thing. And so the car wash sets up there with tents and brings their um, materials with them and their solution. It's waterless, and they can clean cars while they're sitting there all day. In large metropolitan areas with tall office buildings, parking garages, and that sort of thing, that can work very well. And it's got a much lower investment level because it doesn't involve real estate. Okay, what are some other things that are very popular? Because for a lot of people, real estate, not real estate, the stock market is out of favor for investing right now. And real estate, we've already talked about how there's a high acquisition cost at this point. So it really doesn't help the numbers work for an investor. But for people who jumped on the rental rental income properties a few years ago, there is just tremendous demand now for property management services. And because of the high cost of buying a home, then there's been more demand on rentals. And so the portfolio for a lot of real estate investors has gotten to the point where they don't want to handle it anymore and they want to use a service. So that I've seen a lot of interest in property management, and also even in short-term rentals, Airbnb, that sort of thing. People have short-term rentals with, a lot of changeover and that sort of thing. Scheduling, coordinating is involved. And so many people love to farm that out to a short-term or vacation rental uh, property management company. So those seeing a bit of a surge right now. All right, what else do I want to share with you? Well, just anything involving, the maintenance and repair of a building, whether it's commercial or real estate, those are going to always be in demand no matter what's going on in the economy. And I commend those to you. And those are the ones that I'm seeing is savvy investors are really picking up on the need for those services. How much, another question that's come in is how much money can I make from a real estate franchise? Often get asked that question, how much money can I make? Well, there are thousands and thousands of franchises, so there's not any one, number to share. And not only that, really, I can't say because it's like going to a stockbroker and saying, well, if I invest this much money, how much money can I make? uh, there are laws to protect investors from earnings claims. So how do you get that information? Well, part of the process that I take people through to find the franchise that's right for them is to guide them on how they can get the facts and the figures that they need to make a well-informed decision about any franchise investment. And just kind of cutting to the bottom line, the best way to get that information is to talk to current existing franchisees and be sure you talk to a variety of them. Okay. And there is a way to get their contact information through the franchisor through a document called the Franchise Disclosure Document, or the FDD for short. And it is given to any potential franchise owner to have in advance. And so part of the discovery or evaluation process, the learning process about what a franchise opportunity affords, is to talk to franchisees. I'm really big on that. I help people with sample questions to ask, how to get the information so you can put together your own spreadsheet and pro forma and project future costs and revenues and profit so you can, again, make a well informed decision about any franchise investment. And if the numbers don't work, then don't do it. It's that simple. With the uncertain economy, is this really a good time to get into a franchise? I really like that question, and I'll tell you why. I've been a franchise advisor for 20 years now. I've been through the ups and the downs of our economy over the past 20 years. One thing you can, bet money on is the economic cycle will change. If you're in a down period, it'll go up. If you're in an up period, it will go down. So it's sort of like I can't give you investment advice, but me personally, I don't try to time stock market investments. When I have money to invest, I do my research. I go with great companies with, you know, good solid financials and make an investment. And I think the time is right when you're ready to make the commitment to stop being an employee and be an entrepreneur, or to diversify your assets if you're looking to do that from an investment strategy. I mean, the time is right now. There are pluses and minuses of getting into a business and a franchise in up economies and down economies. For example, when the economy's down, typically there's a larger labor pool to choose from great employees. Right now, the labor market is tight, as we all know. And so it's a bit of a challenge to find employees. Another way around that is to use 1099 independent contractors, and you can flex adding people on or not having them on staff as your workload dictates. So that's one way to be smart about uh, watching your expenses, making sure your bottom line is healthy. But any business owner is going to need to make adjustments in their business to match and deal with market conditions. So the short answer is yes, I think this is the right time to get into a franchise if you're ready to make the commitment to become a business owner and invest in yourself. Most of the people that move forward with a franchise are looking to create wealth. I mean, is there a time not? Is there a bad time to not want to create wealth? I don't think so. And then also look for a new income stream or an alternative income stream or just another income stream. That is just smart investing. Um, there's always a time to be a smart investor. Okay. Here's the next question. With so much information online about franchises, what is really the best way to find a good one? I'm going to tell you right now what you need to know to make a sound franchise investment. A well informed decision based on facts and figures is not available on the internet. It gives you a lot of information, but in my professional opinion, it does not give you all the information you need to make a well informed decision as to whether or not that franchise is the right fit for you, your skill set, your wallet, your market. Uh, the way that what I do as a franchise advisor is I help people find the franchise that is right for them. We have a process that we take people through. It begins by building the person's business model based on their preferences as a business owner. And then once we construct that and we have a clear understanding of their goals for the business, what they want the business to do for them personally, professionally, and financially, then I go off and do extensive research on franchises and find ones that are available in the markets that people are interested in having their businesses in. We've run out of time. I've enjoyed this so much. I hope you will join us again next week, where we will talk about one of my all-time favorite topics of vending. Okay, so come back next week for the Franchise Minute on vending. I'm Anna Wilds, the franchise economist.